This is Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to Flipping 50, where I address your top questions and things you struggle with most so you can have more energy, less decision fatigue about what to eat, how to move, and you can change your thoughts to Flip 50 with the life and the energy you love in this second half. And I am super excited about today. My friend Robyn Benson is joining us, and she is a doctor of Oriental medicine, has applied her knowledge of acupuncture, herbs, IV therapies, regenerative therapies, and leading edge energy medicine to help patients get out of pain and solve their most pressing health challenges. Dr. Robyn founded and built Santa Fe Soul Center for Optimal Health and pioneered the self-care revolution. And she's the creator of Amplified Regenerative Therapies, or ART. Dr. Robyn is the author of the bestseller, Travel with Vitality, 7 Simple Solutions to Sleeping Well, Staying Fit, and Avoiding Illness. A mother, an adventure enthusiast, world traveler, and speaker, Robyn brings an innovative and game-changing approach to today's healthcare. And we are essentially going to take a virtual visit to the Santa Fe Soul Center for Optimal Health. Hey, Robyn, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Deborah. I'm so excited to share this message with women, probably from all over the world, right, that are joining us on how you can look younger naturally. How does that sound?
Absolutely. And we have to tell. So this is so, it's kind of eminent that if we tell your age, they know you get it. So you are, do you want to sell it? How old are you?
I am 52 and so happy to be in my 50s.
Yeah, I'm proud of it. Okay, so there is a tagline on your email, your website, and I love it. And it's so powerful. Reverse aging naturally in one visit. So I'm signing up. I want a one-way ticket. I really want to know what it's like to be there. So, and I'm going to tell you this little secret. I studied art until I was a junior in college, changed my majors at that point. But, the combination of Georgia O'Keeffe and cowboy boots in Santa Fe, I have always wanted to visit. So I am considering this episode, selfishly, my visit to Santa Fe. So make it good, okay?
Oh my God, that is so cool. Yes, I'm intimately connected with everything Georgia O'Keeffe. I've been to her home. I have her artwork on my walls. I have lots of cowboy boots like you do. And I think this is cool. I mean, the whole art part, when you walk into my center, Deborah, so I've been in practice, as you mentioned, 26 years, but we built Santa Fe Soul. We're celebrating our 13th birthday coming up in a few weeks, but it's a consciously created space for health and healing. When you walk in, you are greeted by a prayer wall that represents all healing and all spiritual traditions. So it literally is like walking into a healing art gallery with literally pictures from all over the world. Lots of different artists have gifted me beautiful, beautiful, stunning paintings, literally art from around the world too. So everyone feels received when they walk in the door. And this whole idea of reverse aging in one visit, a lot of that has to do with helping somebody amplify. So art means Amplified Regenerative Therapies. How can we expand? How can we increase your body's ability to do its miraculous job of keeping you healthy and reversing some of the mistakes that we often make in life, right? From our diets to, there's lots of things we can't control, like pollution, all the screening that we're around on any day, and all the artificial world of electricity. All of this affects the art. Like when we think of ourselves as a masterpiece, right? That's what we all are, but we have to deconstruct what is no longer serving us. And what happens with these natural therapies that I do, literally, like I just did a vampire facelift on a 78-year-old woman.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, she had like brown spots and she had fine lines and wrinkles around her mouth and certainly the crow's feet. And, those frown lines, but it was amazing because we always take a picture before and right after so people can see like what happens within a short period of time.
That is amazing. Okay, so I want to hear a little bit more about the vampire facial, but let's set this up. And I'm thinking of this, potentially collective list of problems, kind of challenges, let's say that. And this may make up a person that's probably your toughest customer, maybe not. But let's say someone has low libido. She's, got fine lines, wrinkles, becoming a little bit more prominent, saggy skin. Boy, that's a big one. Circles under eyes, and when I say saggy skin, saggy parts too, kind of like everything's a race to the socks, breasts are sagging, everything's there. And yet inside, in her head, she's still thinking young. It's just the reflection isn't showing it. What do you do with a woman who walks in your door like that?
Well, there are many ways.
That sounded a little evil.
I know. Well, you know what? It's not so uncommon, right? We are an aging population. The baby boomers are booming, at this time in their lives, and they're like looking for beyond Botox and plastic surgery and what can they do naturally. So if somebody comes in like the lady today, she came like 6 months and she had some digestive issues and she has had trouble sleeping and all that. So I met her with what her needs were then. And so the way we work with patients, we're helping people get to the root cause. Like, why do you have these headaches? Why do you have this sagging skin? Why do you have incontinence? Like, what are the contributing factors? So we want to identify what those are. And then we put a treatment plan in place, which could be acupuncture, maybe twice a week for 3 weeks. We look at nutrition, huge part. We look at, people often forget that exercise, this is what you're all about, that has to be, it's not like we say yes once in a while. It's a way of life, right? Exercise is a self-care choice that we sign up for literally for our entire life. We are meant to move. So very often we have to remind people that we want to support you in exercising, an exercise program. It could be as simple as walking fast for 10 minutes, 3 times a week, whatever, but you want to get back to that. We also look at food sensitivities because a lot of people have this massive amounts of inflammation in their body because they're eating foods that their bodies are not designed for, or that need to be eliminated for a short period of time. We also do blood chemistry analysis. We like to look and see, do you have rapid accelerated aging happening because you have low zinc, you have low magnesium, low vitamin D, low vitamin C levels? Okay, so vitamin C, when we think about healthy skin and sagging skin, if you have regular levels of vitamin C are depleted, you're just setting yourself up for weak immunity. You're setting yourself up for not having that beautiful collagen and elastin production, which happens naturally, right? It's not that we have to put collagen on our face or in our body. It's that we're absolutely not. We're not producing it in the natural ways that we could be. So does this help kind of like for you, Deb, and for everyone who's listening, that this is not about, a simple solution.
Quick fix.
But what is true that when somebody comes in and they say, you know what, I want O-shot, which is called the orgasmic shot. This is for women who are so tired of wearing maxi pads, right, for years on end because they leak. And let me tell you, that is one of the main reasons that women in their later decades end up in a nursing home, because they can't control their bladder. They can't control their bowels. So, women as they get older, and especially in this 50 range, they are lacking libido. They can't get wet as easily. They don't get even have the desire and libido are the same words, but there's just not, even if there's a little bit of libido, sometimes there's not that end result, not having those orgasms. So in this case, when people come in, regardless, very often, of course, if all the self-care pathways are happening, you're going to amplify the effect. But when you get this O shot in one session, 80% of all my patients that have come in for that procedure have ended their incontinence. Also, it has restored, in many cases, that sexual desire, sensation that they want to have with intimacy with self or others. So that's an example of something that can happen in one session. Same thing with the vampire facial. I mean, so yeah, can you reverse aging in one session? Absolutely. But like this woman who's 78 years old, she's got all these little brown spots and these wrinkles. She's going to come back in a month and we're going to take a picture and kind of get an assessment of how well she did with this procedure. Actually, one of these procedures, the results are, anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks to get the full effect of one procedure. But what we want her to do is to invest in the skin pen, the microderma needling, because if we keep doing that like once a month, that will help diminish those brown spots. A lot of those sometimes are acne scars on other women. Sometimes it's just other pigmentation. So this is just, you just know that gravity will take place, right? As we age, another year, another 5 years. So will people want to continue this maybe once a year, once every 2 years? Yes.
Wow. Okay. So tell me, I hear the vampire facial. Tell me, who's a good candidate for that? Is there anybody specifically, or who's not? Is there anybody who's not a good candidate for it? And then I'm going to ask you to walk me through it. Okay. So is there pain involved? Is there numbing involved? That always alarms me. What do you expect for downtime? Tell me what that's like.
Okay. So first of all, the first question was like, who is a candidate?
Yeah.
I get women from 30 to the late 80s coming in my door. And the 30-year-old women, I'm like, all right, if you really feel like you want this, certainly it will help, to replenish new healthy cells in your face. It will reactivate a whole new cycle. If you're noticing a little bit of frown lines or you're noticing some pigmentation, it would be great for them. And I always say, rather than going the route of putting anything unhealthy into the face, why don't you make this choice? So yes, I can do that. Could do that. There's really very rarely, unless someone has like some major like skin disease of some sort, that's kind of when I say, okay, this might not be a good choice for you. But what's really cool about platelet-rich plasma, which is a procedure where we actually take your blood. So it doesn't matter if you're 30 or you're 80 or you're 90. We take your blood, we spin it in an FDA-approved centrifuge, and we extract your platelets, which are rich in lots of different growth factors and amino acids and all kinds of yumminess that nature provides. And we take that part and we inject it into the face or into the vagina or into a penis or into the scalp or into breast tissue. And it, is very, very bioactive, especially the first 72 hours to a week. And it helps to increase the production of healthy tissue. It helps with circulation. So there are very few people that we absolutely say, no, you're not a good candidate for. If somebody has a major, like I said, an active infection, I usually say, no, like this is not good for you. Yeah. And that's about it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And downtime, recovery.
Okay, so you know what? People can literally go out and have a nice dinner the night after, the day after, or even the night of a procedure. If someone comes in and gets an O shot, I'm like, come at your lunchtime and go back to work. That's how cool it is. I can tell you, after doing these therapies for 3 or 4 years, I've never had one person call me. I always give my cell phone number in case there's a complication, or, I've never had anyone call me. Maybe the next day might say, oh, I was a little sore. I also want to backtrack because some women are way more sensitive. Like the 78-year-old woman I just did, I told her, I within like 10 minutes of working with her, I was like, you must be like a meditation woman. I mean, she was just so calm. And then I get the type A girls, right? Women that are just, like they're just hypersensitive to everything. So they might get a little blotchy, or, sometimes when I do the lips, when I do the, above or below the lip line, that it might swell up. Sometimes an eye, like when I do that underneath the eye area, it might swell up. So it varies from person to person in skin type to, skin type. So it might be a genetic kind of predisposition of why you have a certain reaction. But I can honestly say I've never had anyone, complain and just say, oh my God, you're like, when you see certain celebrities where you can tell they've had massive face reconstruction, this is not what you're going to expect. It's just a natural way to enhance that glow, to reduce those fine lines and wrinkles, to enhance new cellular health in your face, to increase your own body's ability to produce the elastin and collagen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds so good. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Okay. And, we talked about in your bio, IV therapies. So tell me a little bit more about that. I mean, are there a variety of them? What do they solve? What do they do for me? How often do people get them?
Okay, I will talk about the most common IV therapy that people can come in for in like the last 15 years of my practice. It's called the Myers cocktail. We can do that as an IV drip infusion, or we do it as a push. And essentially, this is good for people who are run down, people who travel frequently, people who have a low grade or an acute infection. It's also just for people who just want more mental clarity or have an autoimmune disease or chronic fatigue syndrome. It takes literally 5 minutes if people get the push. And that's what we prefer to do because it goes into the bloodstream very quickly. And the brilliance of our bodies will know exactly where it goes to. So when I do a Myers cocktail, very often people will say, oh my God, I feel that in my throat, or I feel it in my yoni, or I feel it, a lot of men feel it anally. Or some people feel it in their chest. Some people feel it in their elbow where they have like a tennis elbow. People with Lyme disease, if they're coming in with knee pain or they're coming in with gut inflammation, they feel it where the body is most inflamed or traumatized. So excellent. That's like in our athletes, our professional athletes will come in, they're training for a big event and they've just run 18 miles and I'll give them an infusion and it will help you recover. So this is a very athletic group. These are fit women that listen to your podcast, Deb. So this is a great option, Myers cocktail. And then can I go into the next one? Probably the second most popular one is the vitamin C drip. So if we're treating people with a chronic condition, Lyme disease, let's say shingles, we're seeing a lot of shingles right now, migraine headaches, people with low white blood cell count, various forms of autoimmune disease, we'll come in and we will, set them up with a schedule. So it's not just one IV. It's usually maybe twice a week or 3 times a week. And there are clinics literally around the world where they do high dose vitamin C. High dose vitamin C is usually 25,000 milligrams of C, as opposed to what are 6,000 in a Myers cocktail. And getting these on a regular basis will up level one's biological level of vitamin C, but it also helps to eradicate pathogens in the body.
Cool.
Yeah.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah. And then we also, in our IV lounge, we literally have a lounge. So when you come in, I'm going to gift you with one. I can't wait for you to experience.
Okay. So I'm all ready with my fluffy bathrobe and slippers. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to give me?
Oh my gosh. Let me think. From what I know of you, I just saw you last week. You look pretty darn healthy and vibrant, but I know you exercise a lot. I think anything as simple as the vitamin C drip would be really great. We also do something called ultraviolet blood irradiation, UVB. So this again is where we treat the blood under UV light and ozone. So it's a very powerful way way to reverse aging, that accelerated aging that's many of us are on that path. It helps literally to think of that accelerated aging as like resting that's going on internally and literally reversing those barnacles that are forming or that plaquing that's happening. So ultraviolet blood irradiation is really good for deep-rooted infections, Lyme disease, chronic fatigue syndrome, people with major viral loads in the body. So that's a good one too. So people are like, they don't have to go to Germany or Switzerland. They can get up right here in the United States. So there's quite a few of us throughout this country that are now offering ultraviolet blood irradiation. The one thing I want to add about that is there are tubes, that your blood, so we actually take a certain amount of blood out, we put it in a bag, we infuse it with ozone, then that blood comes through this tube and it goes through this ultraviolet blood machine, and there's 3 tubes in there, and it's got a turbulator, so it circulates, it exposes more of the blood to the lights, and these lights are what are helping to kill the pathogens, anything that's not natural to the human blood that should not be there. And so you're putting this healthy blood back into the body, and that floods the body with good oxygen. I mean, all these ways in which it will go into what's not natural. So it's like looking at it as like a form of dialysis. That's a form of blood cleansing. Yeah. That's a good word for it.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it sounds like. But okay, walk me through this. So, I can imagine coming in, and I know what to expect if I were coming in for a massage. But so what does this feel like? Does it feel like anything? Does it feel like just giving blood? Am I laying there relaxing? How long does it take?
Most therapies are about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. Like a vitamin C drip can take an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half. The Myers cocktails, like I mentioned, 5, 10, 15 minutes max. And then we have, most of our IVs are under 45 minutes.
Wow. Very cool. Mm-hmm. And again, so I'm just laying there relaxing and you're just doing it.
Yeah, you get to chillaxo in our IV room and you get to have conversations with really cool people. And people want privacy. We are all about that. So they have that option of just lying down in a room. We like to stack treatments. So you can get something called PEMF, pulse electromagnetic field technology, where you lie on a mat and it basically is like mimicking nature. So you're lying in this bioelectrical field of yumminess that helps underfunctioning cells in your body become well. So your body becomes more biologically receptive to the IV therapy that we're giving you. It's pretty cool.
Really cool. Really cool. Okay. So anything else I need to know? So if I were coming for a day, do you have this little package of things that you would say, okay, this, and this is what we would want to focus on?
Yes. So people, sometimes they'll do VIP days. I get people who come in and just spend a whole 9 hours with me. And I do a lot of work even before they come to decide, because there's lots of modalities. So we can hone in on looking at your hormones. Is that what's most important? And I have to say, with the O shot and the P shot is for men with erectile dysfunction or peyronie's. It's good to have healthy levels of testosterone, just equally as important for women as for men. So sometimes I'm going to really spend a lot of my time focusing on hormones. And then there's other people that it's all about their immunity. They have immune deficiency. Their immune system is working against itself. So that may be the focus. Sometimes it's that and working on the hormones and working on the biome, right? The microbiome of the gut, because that we know how important that is. And I have to say, in regenerative medicine, so everything I've been talking about pretty much, Deborah, is regenerative medicine. And it's one of the fastest growing areas of medicine. It's looking at how can we give our body a second chance, our breast tissue, our face tissue, these new beginnings, literally saying, I am ready to shift things that are going in the body. But we do know that hormonal health, your digestive health, and that neurochemical cascade that's happening, right? When we think about our serotonin and our dopamine and our GABA receptors in our brain, sometimes people come in and they just want to spend a whole day with me. And they're like, I've been friggin' exhausted and depressed and anxious for the last 10 years of my life. Get that figured out. So we work on the neurochemistry, right? But we also have to look at the biome, right? Because that is where those neurotransmitters are produced in the gut. So it's looking at all of this. And that's where the true regeneration happens, that second chance to renew, to restore, to rebuild a healthy new you.
That is wild. Wow, super exciting. So my guess is somebody walks through your door, they're coming back again.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of people are just like, wow, it's a lot to take in one time, but we also have a room devoted to brain optimization and body regeneration. It's mostly health technologies. So we have something called the theta chamber. Let me tell you, I mean, most people in your listeners probably know that there are four main brain waves. There's actually quite a few more, but what we all are well aware of are beta, alpha, theta, and delta waves. But when the beta is that overthinking, right? I mean, there's a reason we want to wake up and have our beta waves activated. But at nighttime, we really want to access more of our theta. Theta is an awesome state to be in more. Like people who meditate every day can be living in theta, like literally living, breathing in theta most of their lives, but that's not the norm. So this theta chamber helps to activate those new neural pathways in your brain that have been dormant, that have been shut down. And so people can go to my website, robynbenson.com, or go to santafesoul.com, and you can just go into services and you can see it's like a playground of yumminess for your brain and body restoration. And then we also have something called exercise with oxygen. It's called Live O2, literally like 10, 15 minutes of exercising with oxygen that mimics like training at 15 or 20,000 feet, where we give you full oxygen. And then for like 90 seconds, and then for 30 seconds, we give you negative oxygen, which makes it's difficult to exercise with negative oxygen, again, mimicking being at 20,000 feet. But that restores healthy capillaries and blood flow throughout your whole body. So that's another great therapy that our patients really love. So those are just two, but just to save time, you can definitely go onto my website and see all the different therapies that are available there. And there's one thing, Deb, that I'm thinking about with your group, like people who have injuries, like to your knees, hips, a herniated disc, thoracic outlet syndrome, migraine headaches, tennis elbow, carpal tunnel syndrome, very common. There is a procedure that is very low in terms of an investment financially. It's like $108 to get it done with me, as opposed to a PRP session, which can be up to $1,000. And basically that is injecting a proliferative agent, usually procaine and some B12 and magnesium, followed by ozone gas. And it's pretty awesome, Deborah, because immediately, so like tendons that have been overstretched, have been inflamed for a long time, within one session, sometimes I need 3, 4, 5, can restore the healthy integrity of ligaments and tendons. And so I just wanted to mention that, not leave that one.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That was a gold nugget. I just have 3 people I'm thinking of right now, and you know who you are, ladies. We're going to be replaying this for you on your next session. So yeah, you hit the target right there with so many things you mentioned, but definitely, stretch ligaments. And we've got people, who've got these things going on. And how sad is this, that we're talking to the choir. They want to exercise, right? They want to move, but they've got some injuries and some limiters keeping them from doing it or keeping them from feeling good, like the migraines you mentioned. So true.
Yes. Yes.
So true. Okay. You are a gold mine, my friend. Okay. So let me ask you this. Of all of these things, is there a question that I should have asked you that I didn't?
That's a great question. I love that. You know what? What's my secret to aging well?
Yeah, let me hear it.
You know what? Honestly, I think there is nothing more important than really coming from this place of really loving who you are in your skin inside, from the inside out. That's the true glow, right? And this is why I am, hosting a small group of women in the end of June that are coming to my center, like just 15. We're over halfway full. People can find out about this. It's called Ignite Your Flame. So many women don't feel that ignition. The ignition switch has been turned and dialed way down, not connected to their Shakti, to their life force, to their sense of purpose, right? Just looking in the mirror and saying, oh my God, I look way older. Or, you know what? I've been a warrior mom. I've been successful in business, but I haven't really tapped into who I am as a woman. So yeah, it's about finding that charge within, finding that deep self-acceptance. So it's called Ignite Your Flame Makeover. It's a 3-day event where women get to actually they get to choose one of these regenerative therapies. And then we do there's a deep dive, these workshops that are super life-changing to really get into that driver's seat of our lives, like to really be living by design, not by default, certainly not by regret any longer.
That sounds awesome. Amazing. Hitting it from all sides. I love that integrative approach. So awesome. And they can find more about that at Santa Fe Soul, or where's the best place, Robyn?
The best place is Robyn Benson. That's ROBYN Benson.com. And for all of you, if you go there, just do RobynBenson.com/gift too. And then you can kind of get a synopsis of all this art that we offer to help you walk that masterpiece that you are and to feel that inside from the outside. So that's all that information is on that link, just RobynBenson.com/gift. And while you're there, you can find out about this women's retreat. That's June 21st through 23rd in Santa Fe.
So awesome. Oh, Robyn, thanks so much for being here. Everybody for listening. If you've got a question, be sure you add it at the show link at flipping50.com and join us on Flipping 50 TV on the Facebook page to get all the juicy resources and the links that Robyn mentioned. If you are walking, you're lifting, or you're driving, don't stop. I've got them all covered. They'll be in there. And I'm going to take some great notes talking about and summarizing some of the IV therapies, the vampire facial, and the details so that you can come back and review them again. And you can look into the workshop at the end of June with Robyn. So if you loved the podcast today, please share it. Give us a rating in iTunes. I really appreciate it. And then share with a friend to surround yourself with a supportive community of women on the same journey. What are you waiting for? Start Flipping 50 today.